All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of that good crypto news that at least 8 to 12% of you crave. First thing we want to talk about is if Polkadot stays among best performers in today's red market. Well, this was yesterday's post, August 27th. Today's is August 28th. And now we have a green market. And the reason is, well, because the CME futures expired. It is now Friday. And therefore, all the CME futures and the various monthly futures have expired. And now people are free to be longing again or shorting. And it appears that people are kind of longing and buying back in from that end of the month Friday type deal. But either way, Polkadot, independent blockchain network focused on true blockchain interoperability, and one of the top 10 ICOs of 2017 is once again getting the attention of the cryptoverse today as it saw nearly a 100% weekly drop. Well, that 100% weekly drop was nearly 100%. It was more like 98%. And the reason why was because it was like a $300 token, and then it went through a 1 to 100 token split. So basically you got 100 times the tokens that you were holding. And so instead of worth $300 a piece, they're worth $3 a piece. However, that didn't last long. And now we're looking at something more like $6. I think we're over $6, $6.24. So easily one of the best performing coins so far, along with Yearn Finance for some reason, just because DeFi. So basically the new thing lately is, well, I mean, first of all, let's talk about Polkadot. Polkadot is actually kind of a great tech. It was made by, I think, previous Ethereum developers. And it's basically, in a nutshell, Polkadot is in a nutshell is basically what Ethereum 2.0 should have already been. It already has sharding. It already has, blockchain interoperability. That's a tough one. Say it 28 times fast, I promise. And so it's basically like Ethereum, but better at the moment, if you want to say that. Now, Ethereum 2.0 is coming out soon, and I think Ethereum is going to be a great buy because once Ethereum 2.0 comes out, you'll need 32 Ethereum to begin staking. So I think a lot of people are going to be trying to get that 32 Ethereum. That once they realize, hey, I only have 20 Ethereum, or I only have 28 Ethereum, or I only have 10, or I only have 2, I'm going to go out and need to buy the amount to begin staking, and that's going to put a lot of buy pressure on the market. Also, something with staking, too, is that like once you actually get a staking reward, typically people just keep that reward so that they keep up with the network. I mean, it doesn't really make you stake faster by getting rewards because everybody is getting rewards. But at least it keeps you somewhat competitive without you buying additional Ethereum, which you really need to be doing in a proof of stake sort of system. You need to keep like piling it on, just like you would need to keep piling on hash rate in a proof of work system. But either way, another thing I want to talk about is the DeFi bubble going on right now. Now, whoa, hold your britches, everybody. I think DeFi is going to be a great thing. I think it's a great thing now to some degree, and I think it's going to be a really great thing in the future. Right now, DeFi is basically just, I'm going to buy some crypto, put it on a platform, put it as collateral, get some interest for that, then take out a loan of some crypto, then take that crypto and put it on some other platform that gives me more interest rate than the first platform, etc., and yield farming. And then selling it, turning it into Tether or something like that, and then selling it later. So you can get more Ethereum for what you had, and basically sell it, and then have more money than you originally started with. Great, DeFi yield farming. But unfortunately, that's just sort of a loop of uselessness. That's basically just I'm just turning this money into more money. I don't know. It's very bubblish to me. There doesn't seem to be like hey, I'm going to go out to a bank and get a car loan or get a house loan or get a loan for a vacation or something like that. It's more like just trading currency for currency at the moment and trying to get out on top. And so what I mean by bubble is that I think it's already happening. That there's a lot of projects coming out, Compound, and then Polkadot has been around for a while, but then all of a sudden people slapped DeFi onto it, DeFi contracts, etc., and then, oh my god, it's exploding now. And Basically that's been a thing for a while here. So you've got the Urine Finance, Compound, many other tokens in the DeFi system, and now Polkadot. And basically, if you just slap, I mean, you could basically take Coin right now, one of the most absolutely useless, most notoriously low-priced coins. Slap DeFi onto it if the developers wanted to. I don't know if it has smart contract capability at all. I don't think anybody knows anything about Coin, and if you do, whoa, you got way too much time on your hands. I promise you that. Anyway, slap DeFi onto Coin. I guarantee that price goes up hundreds of percent, period. And I think that's what a lot of developers are going to do. We've seen this many, many times in the crypto world where something new comes along, they slap the name on it, and then the price goes up through the roof. And then once there's not enough buyers for that particular coin or that particular ecosystem, everybody starts to realize that the volume starts going lower and lower and lower. And the price just sort of, flattens out, and then everybody starts selling it. And once it's in a spiral downwards, there's really nobody that's going to be stupid enough to be buying into it necessarily with any kind of big funds. So I don't think Polkadot is a bubble. I don't think it's a fraud. I don't think DeFi is a fraud, and I don't think DeFi is necessarily a bubble. And what I mean by that is like not a nefarious bubble, and that somebody is trying to make some kind of fraud just to get money out of it and leave. Now everybody's motivated by money, but slapping DeFi onto just about every coin that can possibly handle DeFi contracts is basically what we're going to be seeing for a while now. But Polkadot in itself, I think, is a really great coin. I think it's a really great system. So if you want to get in on that, you better do it quick. Or just find whatever coin happens to slap DeFi on it and then buy it and watch the price just increase. That's basically what it is. We had the ICO phase. We had the proof of work, random coins, where you had like Zcash, then Zencash, then this, then that, and then this. Like literally every week you could probably mine about 3 new coins. In the 2017, we had the ICO phase, and we had this phase and that phase. Then you had the DApp phase, where it's like you had proof of weak hands and all these different various clearly Ponzi scheme contracts. I mean, you could probably name a ton of other things, but now it's DeFi, which is great, and I think in the future DeFi could be great. But right now it's basically let's slap DeFi onto it, or we'll make a DeFi contract, boom. And it's not even necessarily the developers of the coin, but somebody who developed a smart contract with it. And then Compound, you invest money on their site, and then you get Compound, and then what are you going to do with the Compound other than sell it? So obviously it's just there to be sold, kind of like BitTube and BitChute or whatever. DTube, that was part of the Steam ecosystem, I think. But basically, like, you're expected to go onto these sites where there's no viewers, like a YouTube, basically a YouTube ripoff, and put your videos on there, and then you're paid in these random tokens that somebody just totally made up out of thin air. And then what are you going to do with these tokens except for sell them? There's no reason for anybody to be buying them. It's just you just cash them out, essentially. So it's just an ecosystem of selling, and there's no way that there could be a sustained price doing that. And I think that's kind of DeFi right now, is that people are going to be earning these tokens, and then they're just going to be kind of sold. Moving on, Grayscale pulls ads from Fox News after U.S. shooting controversy. So the Grayscale ads, the ads that everybody loved and that everybody hated at the same time. It was great that we had an ad for Bitcoin. We've had them before. We had the eToro ads, and then we had the drop gold buy Bitcoin ads or whatever. But it was great to have a new ad, for sure. However, on the other side, that the ad showed absolutely nothing. It was just basically like, we started off with this kind of money, and then we came to this kind of money, and then we started printing it in inflation. And then, so buy digital. And it just showed it showed like Bitcoin fund, an Ethereum Classic fund. Like, isn't Ethereum Classic? They literally had Ethereum Classic on there. And Zcash, I think, Ethereum Classic, Bitcoin Cash. But they literally had Ethereum Classic on there. A coin that like a week before that was 51% attacked for like the 5th time in history at least. So that's a bad idea. That's not very good investment. Anyway, Grayscale Investments, a major crypto investment firm with $5.8 billion in assets, has pulled advertising from Tucker Carlson's primetime show following the host's controversial statements about a recent shooting at a Black Lives Matter protest. The national campaign to promote digital currencies called The History of Money, which was just, in my opinion, was a terrible commercial. It was a terrible commercial. At least we're getting Bitcoin, the name Bitcoin, and various other funds. They didn't say the name Bitcoin at all in the entire commercial. They just said digital currencies. I don't even think they said cryptocurrencies. If you're gonna make a commercial about cryptocurrency investment, say the word Bitcoin. Oh my God! Somebody please hire me. Jeez. I know. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I'm already being hired. I'm just like the cryptocurrency idea person. And I got another idea for Shapeshift coming at you after this one too. But nobody's paying me for the ideas. It's very unfortunate. Anyway, on August 27th, Fox News host Tucker Carlson appeared to justify a shooting carried out by a 17-year-old with an automatic rifle that resulted in the death of 2 protesters and wounded another. He said, "Are we really surprised that looting and arson accelerated to murder?" Carlson said. "How shocked are we that 17-year-olds with rifles decided they had to maintain order when no one else would?" I don't think I really want to talk about this one. Maybe I'll do it in a live stream or something like that. But otherwise, I don't think Grayscale like that. There's a real Nancy boy syndrome going on when it comes to the protests. If you're not on the side completely of one side or the other, you can't be associated with the other side. So Grayscale, for some reason, thought that wouldn't be a good idea, as if anybody really cares about the Tucker Carlson show, and that Grayscale is associated with the Tucker Carlson show just because an ad ran on the show. But either way, boom, they pulled it. I don't know if it's entirely from Fox News, from the entire Fox News whole channel or news, etc., whatever company, or if it was just the Tucker Carlson show. But apparently they didn't like what Tucker Carlson had to say about that. Moving on. Another inside job at Shapeshift cost the company nearly $1 million. I like this key word here. Another inside job at Shapeshift. Boy, they're just running a good show here. Following the theft and repayment of $900,000 in Bitcoin, his former senior software engineer, Azamat Mukhinadov. We're just going to say Azamat for the rest of the show here. Shapeshift now pursuing additional damages. There was significant time and lost and legal costs associated with the cleanup. Shapeshift is non-custodial, so no customer funds were ever at risk. Working in a high-level position for Shapeshift, Azamat allegedly used his access, as he was a senior software engineer, to exchange his backend to steal roughly 90 BTC, worth nearly $900,000. Azamat began stealing Bitcoin in November 2019 and continued his theft until it was discovered on May 21st. Apparently, you shouldn't have stolen that last 90th Bitcoin. You should have stopped Azamat at 89. Azamat started his employment with Shapeshift on September 4th as a senior software engineer for the company. Shapeshift gave Azamat access to much of its private and sensitive inner workings, described as computer infrastructure, in the filing, which included aspects such as the company's software and servers. Shapeshift tasked Azamat with overseeing services backends, which included fortifying its defenses against possible threats, and the document detailed. Prior to his start of his employment, this is important, Azamat reportedly signed documents, one of which noted that he was not to take advantage of these important private servers. So basically, Shapeshift is he repaid the $900,000 in Bitcoin. However, they say that these payments, don't make Shapeshift whole for the damage caused by Azamat's actions, because they seek additional damages for the lengthy investigation and time and resources spent on the endeavor. But he had to sign a paper. I like that. I really like that. Azamat admitted to, reportedly signed documents, one of which was noted that he was not to take advantage of these important private systems, right? Here's what Shapeshift should have done. And Shapeshift, you can just send me my check in the mail for this hot, spicy, saucy advice. Next time you hire a software engineer that's going to have access to all your systems, make them sign a backup paper, right? So you make them sign one paper that says, I'm not going to take advantage and steal from you guys, completely screw everybody over for $900,000, right? Boom, signed, done. And then you have a second paper. Look at this universe brain. I'm just in a yoga position, flying through the universe at light speed. And the stars look like Star Trek going by. I just have to hold my brain like this because of my universe brain. Make them sign a second page that says, I am aware that I just signed the first page, that I'm not going to steal and completely destroy your systems because I have all the information to steal $1 million worth of Bitcoin. Now they can't, right? Because now they signed a paper that they were aware that they had signed a paper. I'll take some of that $900,000 Bitcoin. Even just $500. $500 is fine. We'll call 500. Just send it in the mail. I'll wait for it. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal, Shapeshift. I know. It's like signing a paper, you know, like if you get a gun or something. Well, who is that YouTuber? We're Gonna Lose. You guys would love it. He's a troll YouTuber. And he basically trolls people on games, and like he trolls people on like NASCAR and says we shouldn't. Whenever somebody buys a gun, they should have to sign a contract to say that they're not going to do any kind of mass shooting or like any kind of nefarious thing with the gun. And then that would stop mass shootings, and everybody freaks out at him because that's so ridiculous. But really, he's just trolling them. Really, you're just trolling. You're just trolling. You signed a paper that you wouldn't take advantage of these important systems. What? That's like. What do you mean? Like, how's that going to stop anybody? That's so stupid. Don't even bother. So now, moving to an article yesterday, over 66,000 of Bitcoin worth of Bitcoin options to expire, mostly like CME futures, etc. Again, the CME futures, the monthly futures, they expire at the end of every month, the last Friday of every month. And basically usually 4 or 5 days, maybe sometimes 6 or plus, before the end of the month, there's usually a dumpening where they try to match their shorts. So basically CME futures is paper traded, but that doesn't stop anybody from buying or selling a bunch of Bitcoin on the exchanges that CME futures actually take their data from, to match the futures and longs. So you could essentially short Bitcoin with CME, put your money down. It's just money bet. It's basically horse betting, and then go and dump a ton of Bitcoin on the markets and lower the price of Bitcoin. And oh, wow, look at your short was fulfilled at the end of the month. However, the past couple months, it's actually been sort of the opposite. Everybody's been longing, and the price went to like 12,500. Great. Awesome. However, that wasn't the case this month. Now everything is in the green. So it looks like everybody was waiting for those shorts to fulfill at the end of this month. And then now it's starting to like repump now that sell pressure isn't on everything. We have some huge gains for certain coins here. Numeraire was added to Coinbase today. So now that's up 42%. So if you buy into that, you're probably going to get wrecked, unfortunately. But everything up looking pretty good. Numeraire is supposed to be like an AI cryptocurrency that's supposed to be like AI betting on the stock market. And whenever it bets correctly, it gives out Numeraire. It's actually been out for quite a while, I think since like mid-2017. And now all of a sudden it's added to Coinbase. So it's just like, you know. And check this out. It was added today. Actually, let me go back to that. It was added today, and nobody has ever heard of Numeraire, ever. And all of a sudden, wow, back in February, it starts pumping? What? And it was added, remember, it was added today. It was added today on August 28th, but good old Coinbase, pumping it before it's even added to Coinbase. Coinbase does this every time. This is actually the opposite of what happens normally on exchanges. Normally, an exchange will add a new coin, and then it'll pump after that. But with Coinbase, it seems like everybody seems to know in advance. There's a few people that know in advance, like, look at this buy. Look at this move here. Look at this move. That's one person. That is one person buying all that right away. That's one person within the span of, can we bring this in a little bit more? Let's see if we can get that a little bit more detailed. Let's get this a little bit more detailed here. Let's see, 1444. So basically within an hour, that was one not even an hour. So that's basically one person buying a whole bunch of it before it rockets up in price a whole bunch more. So somebody knew about Numeraire before it was added to Coinbase like 10 days later. Coinbase added again. Oh, Coinbase. Oh, Coinbase. What did you do now? Right? So either way, we're looking at a better market today. Bitcoin is up to $300. So it seems like the expirations have released the markets once again, and we should be moving on back up. But who knows where the top is. But that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, all my social media in the description down below. But that's all I have for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next time.